How's it going, everyone? It is Wednesday, November 6th, 2024. Let's get into the pick from yesterday, which was no pick, but I told you to keep an eye on Sorry, not Twillo. Twillo's not doing bad. On Team. TEAM. So stock is doing okay relative to what the market has been up to. I mentioned in the video yesterday that I liked how Team was able to hold support here at around the $215 level. Since then, it's coming back over here, finding some support, a little bit of a choppy stock, and hitting a little bit of resistance. Seems like at that 228 level. So I think Team is decent. Now, stock is down today while the market's up, so not as ideal as I would like it to be. So, I gave it some time. It didn't really do what I wanted it to do. Maybe have it hold a little bit more. I didn't like that smackdown after the retest. So it has me a little bit more cautious on Team. Okay. Other position we had was MBLY. So got out of this one for a small little win here at 16. Got the smackdown, and this is a pretty deep probe. And then when the market came back up for air a little bit later, it was getting some relative strength around 11.10, 11.15. That's when I took my gain, kind of close to the high of this candle, 15.90. So nice little small win on MLBY. Stock is still decent, but this is more of a move for allocating capital. So, there's a kind of updating our biases today on the market. I want to allocate capital in the stocks that are going to be doing a lot better, and I have some picks out today. So let's take a look at the market today. So big move on the market overnight. We had the presidential election, and Trump has won pretty convincingly over here. Now, the market does not like uncertainty. It likes certainty. So we know that after a lot of election results, there is a relief rally. You can see there's a little bit of a bid here. So, maybe some prediction markets or something, some institutions are making a bet that will kind of go up higher. And we got that nice gap up in the morning. All right. Just getting my crosshairs nice and tiny. So we got a nice gap up in the morning here. And we had to kind of update our longer term biases based on what happened on the open. So I'm going to flip this kind of over here. So on a longer term basis, technically and fundamentally, we haven't really changed too much. Now, the main thing that we changed is our short term technical bias. Market has made a new all-time high, and I should add this, on news and on volume. Ton of volume today. Now, we still have the FOMC meeting tomorrow, where we have a 99% chance of a rate cut versus a pause. So that is very much on the table. And then pretty much a 70% chance of a second rate cut in the December meeting. So that would be 3 rate cuts this year. So what does that mean? What is put together? Well, now look, our shorter term time frame is now lining up, right? It's cycling up with our longer term time frame, which means that we can start to take in some swing longs. Now, I'm still going to wait for that FOMC meeting tomorrow. There's no need to rush into anything. Also, after this big gap in, the market is likely to digest some of the gains here. Maybe test the bid a couple of times, and that allows us to find some pretty strong stocks. So unless this is coming off a, giant reversal pattern, we're not going to see any sort of go buying. I'm trying to see if I can find a decent example here. Coming off a pullback. Maybe something like here where we get the big gap up, and then we kind of grind up, right? We get a little bit of follow through, we come back in, right? We test in the gains. So, I'm not sure if we're going to get exactly this pattern, but something like this, or maybe something where we compress for a couple of days here. So you can really try to visualize some of the price actions. I'd want to see a couple of tiny body candles checking in the bid. That'll allow me to find some pretty strong stocks and get them in closer on dips and on pullbacks, so I can get in at a pretty favorable price. So that is kind of the main update. Short term, technically. Now, what is our outlook now, right? So, how does this change what we expect in the future? Well, my outlook now is a little bit more bullish because now that we've gone through this main event, the FOMC meeting is not going to be anything super crazy, right? I think unless they don't cut, which just seems very unlikely, that will, that's, I don't want to say it's a sort of a done deal, but I think the uncertainty on that event has come down a lot more than what it used to be. So I'm not as worried about that. The main thing here is more technically, right? We made a big move. I want to maybe give it 1 or 2 days for it to come in. And that's kind of what I'm expecting here. So what are some of the scenarios? So first, on the longer fundamental, I took out the presidential election scenario. Now that it's over, I agreed with what Pete said. He was like, look, if we get like a really, really close race and we have to recount, a lot of uncertainty, the market won't like that. Second thing, if there's a clear winner, it doesn't matter who it is, a clear winner will have that relief rally. Another thing that Hari mentioned too, by the way, is to keep an eye on kind of the Senate and the House race. The market tends to like the gridlock scenario where, the Senate or the House has the Senate. One of those are flipped between Democrats and Republicans. So that way, they're going to cancel each other out. They're going to block each other. You're going to have your filibusters. Things aren't really going to get done. So there's a lot more certainty in terms of policy. Now, if you have a clean sweep, right? House, Senate, presidency, all Republican, all red, that means that it's going to be easier for them to pass policies that have economic impact. Institutions are going to have to price that in. Now, technically here, maintaining the bullish outlook on yesterday, you can see a lot of these probabilities were a little bit lower. Now they're a little bit higher after we've kind of gone through this major point. Now, I always keep an eye out, like, what's the worst case scenario that's going to happen, right? If we get some kind of deep drop to the 100, that's going to be again, to me, this is like a black swan kind of thing, right? Like something really comes crazy out of the way. I think it's pretty unlikely. Also, if the Fed starts to do something unexpected or the economic conditions really start to soften. But, right now, this is 5%. After tomorrow, probably less than 1%. I think it's very unlikely that's going to be happening. Now, short-term technical. We are bullish after a big move up. And I think we have a pretty clear path to 600. Very, very clear path to 600. So I think there's a very strong chance we continue to 600. I think there is some chance that we test the 50 SMA. It's pretty small. And then there's a very small chance that we break through the 50 SMA. So, again, the probabilities are just sort of my gut estimate. Don't take any of them super, word of mouth. But it's good, and you guys should do this too, just to quantify what you feel is the likelihood of different events, right? So what are the events that could happen? What would be your bias, and how likely are they to happen? That gives you the picture. And then these probabilities are always sort of changing. So for me, writing these out has really helped. Now, the swing trading game plan, right? So our conclusion after all this is that, again, we're bullish after a big move up. I'm pretty confident we're going to test 600. And my plan is to find maybe 3 to 5 really nice swing longs and get a great entry near support, right, on these longs. So get a great entry on a dip, wait for the market to come in, digest some of the gains. So I'm thinking I'm going to have a good chance maybe tomorrow and Friday to enter in some good stocks. Couple stocks that made some really nice moves, but don't really want to chase anything here. So I'm going to start with maybe some half size, and I'm going to look to try to add to the position 2 or 3 times and get in on that year-end rally. So that's my game plan here. Try to find maybe 3 or 4 really good swings here. Now, day trading bias-wise, Short-term market bias is now mildly bullish, so this has to be updated. Or I guess I should just say bullish because we are bullish. In the short term, yesterday we had a bull trend day, lowerish volume, but we closed above AVWAP-Q and the 8 EMA after multiple tests of the 50 SMA on the prior day. So I thought that was mildly bullish. Overnight, we got that big gap up. I also forgot to mention here, maybe the popular vote, which hasn't really. I don't think this happened since Reagan. I could be mistaken on that, but definitely has not happened in a while. Now let's take a quicker look at what's going on an M5 chart. M30 is not going to be as helpful. So you can see here, market, we got the gap up. If you get some swing longs, take the gains of the swing longs. See if the market fills in this gap, right? Now, it's a really big event, so it's not going to be as likely, but let's see what happens. So we get the little bit test, right? And then we rally up. So it's looking pretty good, but we get this 1OP bearish cross, and then we get this little move down, right? So we got this bearish cross here. This is looking good, but I'd want to either see a new high of the day or maybe wait out a little bit of a double bottom. So that's what I'm waiting out here. So we're getting this bearish cross. Now we get a nice little high volume, little doji here, right? This signals potentially, right, short-term reversal. And we're forming this base, and now we're getting, look, we're getting a move above VWAP, we're getting a higher low, and 1OP is starting to cross up. So just waiting for that cross, and pretty sure I get in, I get in right around here, actually. I take a SPY long, and right around here, and this is what I like. We got the double bottom. We have confirmed support at the prior all-time high. If you go to the SPY D1 chart, here is the prior all-time high, 586.12. So yeah, it's actually a little bit, pretty close here. Yeah, 586.12, right? So that's that prior all-time high. Find some support, test once, test again. Buyers are at that all-time high, and then we start to trickle up. So that was a good time to take some day trade longs on the day. Now, when I made the first hour comments, right, here we are in the first hour, and I said, look, we could have an LPT day and not make a new high of the day. We could have a bearish reversal, or we could have a double bottom, higher low, and then we can kind of grind up for the rest of the day. And that's what I thought. And I thought, look, there's a pretty good chance weak drift, or should I say off of a higher low. And I didn't think there's very likely to have a bear trend day, especially after these green candles here, right? Bearish trend day, boom, 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 boom. We're not going to get a bounce that's this tall, right? It might be not going to be this tall, certainly not going to be this long, right? And certainly not going to be this organized. So this tells us that there are buyers here. They took a first shot, sellers took a first shot, right? And then buyers came back in. So a couple of organization here, a lot of good volume on the market. So what was the game plan for today? Well, we need a confirmed support is established after a big move up. Many stocks have made a big move, so you want to buy a pullback off support. You want to get a good entry point on your stocks, and increase your volume filters because volume's coming lower right now is 1.6, but it was about 2.2 earlier in the day. So may adjust this. So SPY is elevated RVOL. A lot of stocks are going to have elevated RVOL, so you want to maybe increase your volume filters to make sure you're screening out. So that's the game plan for today. I'm favoring the long side. I took a couple of day trades. I'll show you a couple ones that I took today. They were decent, but could have been maybe a little bit better. I had to do some work, so couldn't quite, kind of ride them as long as I wanted to. But I took CAT over here. I like the setup on CAT. You can see, first of all, D1, nice technical breakout. Let's just put in some of the 1OTL lines here. Yep, this high minus trend line. Super nice breakout. And I believe, is there another one here? Yeah, fresh off of earnings as well. So I like CAT as a swing. You can see how this stock, I pretty much took it right over here on this 1OP bullish cross right over here. And then I took a small win over here, not too much. You can see the stock did end up drifting kind of higher, pulling back. It got close to 118. I think it pretty much hit 118 a little bit. Pulling back over here. Now it's finding a little bit of support and grinding up higher. So CAT took a small win on. Now, SPY also took a small win on over here, took profits on this one OP bearish cross. I think it took it actually over here. So got in on SPY over here at about 588.20 and then took profits at 590.20. Stock is now compressing, or market's compressing, trying to make that move a little bit higher. So it's looking pretty decent, but late in the day, so not going to take much over here. As long as you know support is established, you can probably stick with most stocks. And I think the mistake I made on CAT taking it early was I took it on this 1OP cross down. I know it's a little bit hard to see, so I'm going to try to expand it here. Make it much more clear. Okay. So we had a little cross down, and that's where it took it. We got this rejection off of here. So ended up exiting somewhere at 12:30. Stock has kind of moved flat. Didn't really move too much with the market. Doesn't have a. It's kind of hard to tell. You're just really riding the market tailwind at this point, which makes it tricky. I took a small win. I think on these bullish trend days, you want to stick with the market until you get any sort of decent dip, and you're better off holding the stock until the end of the day than taking profits too early. So another one I took was Bill. Let's see how that's doing. Now Bill is pretty much flatlined for the rest of the day. So right, multiple tests, and I think that really the clue is when the stocks, if the stocks did not rally with the market here on this bullish trend day, then you can get out of the trade. So if I were to think here, right, not really rallying, and this is like 125-ish. Yeah, so not really rallying, so take a small scratch on these stocks. Really good winner today was Coin. This stock has just been going up nonstop. Super high volume. Really no reason. Yeah, I mean, just running it back up. As long as it continues to hold, you can kind of stick with the stock. So, and that would have been a really, really nice winner on that guy. Yeah, so those are a couple little picks for today. Well, what can we look at here swing-wise? Well, a couple of ones have caught my eye. One I really like a lot, and I've been eyeing for a bit, is Netflix. So here's this stock. I'm going to actually get rid of some of these lines here. All right, so here's Netflix. And then I am going to delete that. And then just draw in a little bit of a thinner line here. Okay, so stock is compressing. And let's take a look at why the stock is so good. So first, we're in a pretty clear bullish trend, right? Stock is grinding up higher. It's in this nice wide bullish channel. Post earnings breakout, flagging, held the gains, compress. And now, especially while, by the way, the market was selling off, right? So let's look at the market from the 17th to the 5th, right? Where's the 17th here? 17th. Oh, here's the 17th. So at earnings afterwards. So let's take it from this flag. So from the 21st, right? 21st to the 31st, you can see that Netflix is just compressing while the market is moving down. Market finds support, starts to move up higher. Netflix starts to break out of that support. So I like Netflix here. I'm considering taking it as a swing long, even throughout FOMC, because we have this test. Now, I want to see some relative strength through this breakout, which is what I'm seeing, right? Market has been flat. Netflix has been strong over here. It is a bit of a choppy stock. We got our buy signal over here. Getting through this level, chop. Breakout. I do think we're going to maybe test this level once. So I'm going to wait for some sort of pullback in Netflix and see if I can't get in a little bit closer to that all-time high, 773. Yep. So I'm going to put this right over here. Yep, so we got our breakout of the all-time high. It is going to pull back, so that's pretty much what I'm waiting for on the stock. So I have an M15 signal set. I think I'm going to set an LRSI alert on this stock over here and get in on that pullback. That's probably going to be my pick of the day. Now, you've seen, if you watch any of Pete's videos or the live stream today, they talked about a couple of picks. I like Reddit as a longer term swing. I like Dash. Dash is, again, a nice steady grinder here. Just wait for this guy to come in. I do need to see when earnings is. No, I actually just had earnings, so we're good. So, these are all positions that I plan to hold for, I don't know, 2 months. That's my plan. So, form your sizing around then. I like Amazon quite a bit too. Amazon is choppy. It makes a big move. It's going to come back in. It broke that all-time high, so I'm going to wait for that retest of around 200. Here's this other all-time high right around 201. So I'm going to wait for this stock. Broke 200 pretty convincingly with some good volume. And 200 is going to be my stop. So wait for it to maybe get another little dip. Then I can get in on that stock. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for tomorrow on these picks. And that's it. So I think for today's video, if Netflix presents an opportunity to swing on a little pullback, on a little dip, then that is going to be my pick of the day. It's a later video, so I didn't really give any day trade picks. I like PLTR. PLTR is finding a little bit of strength now. Really, really big move post earnings. It's just been absolutely massive. Again, on a stock like this, I'm going to zoom out maybe to an M30 chart, see if I can't get in on a dip, or maybe I'll take a CDS on the stock. So, yeah, like what I see in PLTR as well. So yeah, keep searching, keeps getting alerts. Today and tomorrow, right? Get your game plan ready on the stocks you like, have the setups you want, and then enter them and be looking to add and ride them for the next 2 months or so. So that's it for today's video. Again, Netflix on a pullback. If that sets up today, that is going to be our pick. I'm going to zoom in over here. And we are going to just take another look at this M5. Yep, that's going to be our pick. So wait for that pullback, and we'll take a look at how this stock does in the video tomorrow. Thanks for watching.